Hi, everybody. It's Angel here. Thanks so much for joining. And today I'm excited to speak with Conscious Fit coaches. So, for those who are watching live or on the replay, thanks so much for joining. Hi there.
Hi,
Hello.
Angel. How you doing?
Fine. How are you all?
Yeah,
Great,
good.
thanks.
Awesome. Awesome. So, I have some sparkly filter stuff going on here.
But we start off.
Awesome, awesome. So, first things first, I want to thank you both so much for taking the time. Secondly, I want to make sure that I pronounce the young lady's name correctly. So, I need a tutorial.
Okay, my name is Vaida.
Vida, very good. All right. And thirdly, I want to say that your cute dog is one of my favorite parts of your posts.
Well,
Thank
she is
you.
barking downstairs, so yeah, she
We
is part of this as well.
Awesome, awesome. So, I want to thank everyone who's going to be joining either live or on the replay. And we do have a lot of topics to cover, so I will pause periodically when people come in. And meanwhile, I think we should just get started. I did pin our topics below just to kind of follow along. And I think we should just get started. Awesome. So, the first question for you all is if you could please share your vegan journey with us, how you started, and how you arrived to where you are today.
okay. We've been vegan for about 4 years now. Like most, or like many, it was a kind of progression of gradually giving up animal products. So stopped eating red meat, then we eating chicken, stopped eating chicken, and then I think they call it pescatarian, even though we don't like labels, we're eating fish. Then we stopped fish, and then we were just, eating dairy and eggs, thinking that we still needed to get our protein from somewhere, brainwashed by the mainstream health and fitness industry. And then we'd gone that far. We did some more education and research and thought, this is ridiculous. Fully plant based is the way to go. And that was it. But there's
Yeah.
there's a funny little story behind it as well, which Vida can tell.
Yeah, it's the very first kind of, I don't know, think what happened, what really progressed us through this journey was that at the time I was not reading anything specific about veganism. I wasn't watching documentaries or anything. We were cooking like we usually did. And Scott asked me to cut a chicken fillet as we used to do every evening. And I took a knife, I took a cutting board, and something just clicked in my head and I saw an animal and I was like, I can't cut an animal. So that just was absolutely something shifted in my head. I now can see that it was coming because I used to kind of push aside meat and eat everything else, even though I never realized like why I was doing it. But with time I realized that my morals didn't align with my actions, and that moment was just this aha moment when I saw the actual animal on the cutting board and I couldn't do it. And I told Scott, I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening, but I can't do it. And he said, okay, that's fine. And that's how we gave up meat. And then later we were kind of gradually progressing. It wasn't overnight, it was over probably a whole year or something.
Yeah, I know. Watching loads of documentaries, the usual stuff. When we were eating lots of fish, we were personal trainers in gyms back then, and for convenience, eating lots of tinned fish, tinned tuna, mackerel, obviously high in pollutants and mercury and microplastics. I think it was a documentary on Netflix called Plastic Oceans, and I was like, not only are we not doing the seas any good and pillaging them and eating animals, but also fish isn't healthy anymore. It's full of like pollutants, everything that gets flushed into the ocean. So that was when we gave up fish. So it was a journey for us. It was a journey over a good few years. But yeah, like I say, we've been 4 years, and obviously there's no going back.
I used to eat fish.
No, no, no. Well, I don't eat fish anymore, but I have a similar journey because I started wanting to be a vegetarian when I was in my late teens. I was at college, but when I went back home, my inner circle was like, no, 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 that's not healthy. So then I would eat whatever. And then when I went back to college, I would switch back to vegetarian. And then as the years went on, later, a few years later, when I could make my own decisions for health reasons, I gave up what we call meat. But I was still a pescatarian vegetarian. And then I was learning about all the mercury in the fish. And I was like, all right, then I'm just going to eat salmon, wild salmon. That's healthy. And then I learned about all of the junk and the oil spilled in the ocean. I'm like, I'm not eating all of that. So I kind of like, and then I admitted to myself I was lactose intolerant, et cetera, et cetera. So mine was like a long and twisting road as well, to be honest with you. And so I can definitely relate to how you guys like slowly but surely eliminated animals. Definitely.
Yeah.
Our journey sound familiar.
Very, very similar. Yes, yes. So we'll go on to our next question, which is if you could tell us, please, hi, for those who are joining. Thanks so much. If you have questions or comments for Avida and Scott, just pop them down in the comment section below and they'll be happy to answer. And meanwhile, we'll continue with our list of topics. So could you tell us, please, about your coaching services and the tweaks that you've made during this global pandemic?
Yeah, so like I say, we were personal trainers in gyms for many years. I was actually living out in Spain, where I was the head coach of a gym. Vida was in London, where she was the head trainer. And we loved working in gyms, Angel, but our philosophy of what health and wellness really is has evolved so much over the years. And, yes, it's the physical part is important. We've got to move our bodies, workouts are great. The nutrition's important, but it goes so much deeper than that. All health and wellness starts in our heads. And we felt like the gym environment was far too one-dimensional for us. So we wanted to launch online and really embody our whole philosophy of wellness and tackle it from all areas. So we launched online 2 years ago now. It's been an amazing journey. We didn't really have to tweak much with COVID because we were already up and running. We've had our busiest year to date where our business has grown exponentially. We're so grateful, and we've got a whole team now, and we work with plant-based women all over the world, or women on that journey, to help them with their weight loss but also their overall wellness. We go so much deeper than just the aesthetics and the physical.
Yeah, but what changed, what we had to tweak obviously for our clients was to kind of transition from majority of gym workouts to home workouts for obvious reasons. And now, to be honest, probably, 95% of our clients train at home. And some of them even have opportunity to get back to the gym, but they don't want to. I mean, some do, some don't. But the thing is that home workouts can be great. And that transition, for some people, it looked like, oh my God, how will I do it at home? But now they're so happy. They don't have to commute, they save a lot of time. They stay in the safe environment in their own house. If some people feel not sometimes comfortable at the gym, which we shouldn't, but it's a journey. So that's probably was the biggest transition to really adapt, the routine for people. But again, that wasn't anything bad, almost opposite. People love home workouts and people can still get great results.
Yes. So I'm curious as to why you focus on women, number one, and number two. If a guy shows up and says, hey, I want to be your client, what are you going to say to them?
So this is a great question. And the reason why, Angel, first of all, women was kind of our... when we were working in gyms, that was our main kind of audience. Yes, we work with guys as well, but that was our main area of expertise. Secondly, when we decided we wanted to launch online, we literally sold and gave away 90% of our material belongings. We left our jobs. We booked a one-way ticket to Bali, and all and friends thought we were crazy, having some kind of early life crisis. Mission, you know, we knew we wanted to spread the plant-based love and the wellness love globally, not just in a gym and that local area. So getting back to your question is, we hired a business coach to help us when we flew to Bali, an amazing guy called Matt. Navigating the whole online world and getting systems set up and finding clients was very new to us. And there's one thing that Matt, our first business coach, said, which really stuck with us. And he said, guys, the online space is so massive now. You're appealing to potentially millions of people all over the world. He said, really, he called it niche down, focus on a target audience, because if you try and appeal to everyone, he said, you'll appeal to no one. So that's why we decided to focus on that. Yes. And Vida's got much deeper reasons as well.
Yes, obviously being women myself, I have very, very big reason, because I come from professional dance background, so I always knew how it feels to try to, you know, stay in shape and be healthy. And I also knew that there is a shadow side of all this. This is supposed to be a good thing, right? Staying in shape, staying healthy. But we women so often put in certain boxes how we have to look, you know, what the number on the scale has to be. And I was really angry about it. Exactly. and I wanted, my big why is to show women their worth, no matter like how they look, how much they weigh, because just when they accept that they are worthy as they are, that's when they can better themselves. That's when they can get to any levels they want, but that's their choice. And just learning how to love themselves, it really kind of escalates their journey through wellness, and then they can lose weight, get into any sizes they want. But the thing is that they have to understand that they are worthy as they are to start with, and nothing happens if it's not if there is no acceptance and if there is no self-love. So for me, seeing women struggling so much with weight, and that how affects their mental health and especially their self-worth. If some man told that that's how you have to look from like cover of a magazine, it's just so detrimental for women's mental health. And I was really scared to see in the dance world all these girls being crazy skinny, not eating, having all these, you know, disorders. And my mission is to really show women their self-worth, no matter of their size, and then they can anywhere they want when they love themselves. So yeah.
Indeed. And in answer to the second part of your question, Angel, yes, we do work with guys as well. We have males reaching out to us for help, even though most of our marketing, all of our marketing is targeted towards women. We do have guys reaching out. We work with men. We get a lot of women that come on board as clients and then want to bring their partners on board and their spouses. So we do like work with a lot of couples. So yeah, although women are our main target audience, we do work with men as well if we feel they're a right fit for us and our environment and our coaching.
Awesome. I just want to say hi to anyone who's on the line here. And if you do have questions for Vida and Scott, just pop them down below and they'll be happy to answer, please. I love your answer. And I feel like you are providing almost like a public service to women, because we are under the microscope so much more intensely than men. And it's no offense to you, Scott. I'm just saying that this is a reality, and I just really applaud you for recognizing it, addressing it, and trying to, you know, rectify it, quote unquote. And so again, I say kudos to both of you for, you know, taking that niche marketing approach, but I feel it's for the betterment of the entire globe, because women's, you know, self-esteem, for example, is not only a personal self-esteem, but it affects, like, you know, like, for example, women have the main role in raising families, etc. And so I do feel like you are providing like a trickle-down effect as well, like a domino effect in the world. And so I just applaud you guys.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Thank you.
I know. I really do. So let's go to our next topic, which is what are some of the main challenges that your clients face? Just a
Wow.
cup, just 2 or 3.
It's tough because, like we say, you know, a lot of people come to us looking at the physical, you know, I want to lose 20 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever, and they think that is the challenge, where the reality is, as we say, weight gain and other physical issues or ailments aren't really the problem. They're a symptom of the problem. So a lot of the challenge come to they think they have aren't really the challenges that they're facing. It goes much deeper than that. So challenges are like, you know,
Coming back to self-worth.
self-worth,
Yeah.
people learning to love themselves, getting rid of like self-sabotage, self-limiting beliefs, that inner dialogue of, you know, the preconditioned mind.
A lot of disordered behaviors, like obviously binge eating, emotional eating, and things like that. So conditioning to how they perceive food, and bad relationship with food in general. Again, women, from what I expressed before, you know, we build, unfortunately, so often this unhealthy relationship with food, and that obviously escalates, and it becomes a pattern, it becomes a habit. That's how people start, you know, having binge eating patterns and things like that. So that would
They're
be
the main ones.
yeah.
Other more tangible challenges are like knowledge of, you know, this, we live in an age of information abundance, as you know, Angel, but it can work against us when people decide they want to go vegan and they're seeing, you know, this terminology, whole food, plant-based, keto, intermittent fasting, you know, high protein. So a lot of it's kind of that knowledge and understanding. That's one of the main hurdles. And also, particularly this year, it's even more poignant than ever, is that sense of community, which we really try and create both in our free Facebook group and also our client-only community, because there's nothing more powerful than being in a tribe of like-minded people, all on the same mission, all on the same journey or similar journeys with the same vulnerabilities, the same struggles. So we feel a lot of people are lacking that community, which is why we place great emphasis on that with our coaching.
Yeah, and again, I applaud you for that, because in this global social distancing ambiance that we're all swimming in, and some of us, you know, it's like a life raft. It's like a, you know, it's like a buoy that you guys are providing too, you know, in terms of your community, because a lot of people are just out there flailing by themselves and just isolated even more, you know, since the beginning of the year. So I just want to applaud you for that as well, because again, I think you're providing a public service, because it's just a mess out there. And so without going any further on that topic, so let me ask you if you could just give us an example of a couple of success stories that you have had with your clients, just to kind of give people a feel for, you know, what you know, your clients are achieving as a part of their journey with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of awesome stories. That's why we do this job. That's a fuel which drives us, and we're so passionate about it. So yes, we achieve a lot of weight loss goals, but to be honest, we never want to put that in the first place as the biggest achievement. For us, the biggest achievement and biggest success stories, it's when women, for example, you know, they find again that self-worth, and you know, their self-esteem, you know, gets so high that they start changing careers. So the stories, it's like, at least, I don't know, like, I don't even know how many, but many women change their job.
Wow.
They hate it, to be honest, or they were not aligned. They just did it because, you know, it happened, and, you know, it was providing, you know, them the salary and obvious things. But then they become so strong and so powerful from inside. They understand their power, they understand their worth, that they're not afraid anymore to step out of something what's not serving them anymore. And a lot of times it's even a relationship. We had women who divorcing, and you know, of course, from the bad relationship. So it's very interesting to see how, even if it feels for people who start that it starts with physical, but then it escalates into their whole life. You know, we're changing careers, we're changing relationships, Another really great stories, it's people who have the disorders and like, you know, binge eating tendencies, you know, really that it's really detrimental because again, it affects the mental state, right? So we're really happy to see when people overcome things like binge eating and emotional eating, and they finally have control in their hands again. And then they can see food as a great thing, you know, as something to enjoy and not like an addiction. So that would be kind of awesome stories we like to address.
They're the best for us, Angel. We could talk about the clients that have lost 50, 60, 90, 100 pounds. But when clients come to us at the end of our coaching and say, you know, you taught me how to dream again, or you taught me how to, or I'm now, you know, doing my dream job that I've always wanted to do, or we've had loads of clients go into the wellness space and become vegan nutritionists. Yes. Life coaches, you know, online coaches, and like it's the ripple effect, like you said. You know, they go through our program, they see what's possible with online coaching, and they want to do that and inspire other people as well. So it spreads out this beautiful ripple effect.
Yeah.
So
and we like collecting video testimonials. So if anyone wants to check, it's on our website, Conscious Fit Coaches. /testimonials, so people share all these success stories.
Yes, and I actually watched your last couple of testimonials, and they were very powerful. I mean, I was just like getting so hyped up, just like watching them, to be honest with you. And I really just love that you can, you know, see the intangible self-confidence and self-esteem translate into tangible changes in people's lives. You know, I think that's super powerful. So thanks for sharing those stories with us. And I want you to tell us a bit about those awesome nutritional graphics that you guys create. I think they're super. First of all, they're beautiful. But if you could just talk a little bit about, you know, those graphics. Obviously, the obvious answer is yes, they're very important. That, you know, there's lots of misinformation out there. But if you just wanted to say something about them.
Yeah, I mean, as well as the clients we work with, we call it our, you know, Conscious Fit Coach family. Our main objective and always our mission is just to reach out, help as many people as possible, dispel all of the misinformation and the pseudoscience, and just kind of get back to the fundamentals of what health and fitness and wellness is. And it can be so overcomplicated that we like to simplify it, put it in little graphics, little images, see and get some clarity on certain issues which we feel are very important, which come up a lot. So obviously we've got a very good marketing company we work with and a graphic designer. So we come up with the ideas, they put them together, and then we put them out there for people to see, to hopefully help them along with their journeys.
Yeah, and to be honest, another reason, a bit more like just like nowadays related reason, that, you know, we used to write these big articles and things like that, really wanting to give them information and educate people, you know, on things we know. But the thing is, the attention span being for 2 seconds, right? No one reads. It's really
click and it's gone.
So we thought that, you know, these, well, at least it's simple to understand. It takes few moments to look at. As you said, it's pretty, so people stop for a second and look at it, and it makes sense kind of right away. You know, the images, a lot of people are visual learners, so and especially in the place like social media, it's all visuals kind of thing. So yeah, people see it, they get the information, so we're able to provide the information through this channel of the graphics, much easier, to be honest, than writing a long articles, because no one really reads it.
They say a picture speaks 1,000 words, so we do write a caption as well. We're not sure how many people read that, exactly. So we try and get as much picture as possible.
We still write the caption because we want to, but we don't think
we're not
yeah, but we
well, I just want to pause here and say thanks to everyone who's joining. If you have questions or comments for Vida and Scott, just pop them down in the comment section below, please. And I am, let's say, I hate to use the word, but I'm one of those people who has a short attention span, number one. And number two, I'm one of them who probably doesn't read your caption. But I do enjoy your, your graphics. They're very concise. They're sound bites. They're like, hey, okay, I can digest this real quick and then move on to something else. So totally.
It means they're working.
Yeah, totally. I mean, again, I have to admit that I do have a short attention span.
We're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
Such a, we call it a microwave society, instant gratification, and that can be translated into, the health and the wellness space, and people get fixated on perceived goals and destinations rather than embracing the journey. So that's another big part of our mission, to show people that this isn't a diet, this isn't a quick fix. Wellness is life. So let's just enjoy the journey and not get caught up on trying to get somewhere in particular. Very much like we use the analogy of dancing. You dance to enjoy the dance, not get to a specific spot on the dance floor. So that's a huge part of our mission as well in this quick fix, instant gratification society.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like it's the destination. It's the journey, not the destination. So definitely I can see your point. Yes.
Yeah.
Just want to say hi to everyone who's popping in and out. Any questions for Vida and Scott, just pop them down in the comment section below. They'll be happy to answer. And so meanwhile, if you could tell us a bit about how you handle naysayers, critics, skeptics of our vegan diet and lifestyle.
Yeah, so we always say that, first of all, we're not here to preach or prove anything. We just lead by example. And to be honest, we say the same to our clients. If, for example, their spouses or, other family members are not vegan, it's so another success story kind of thing is that so often then our clients, become healthy and so, energized and, have all this vitality and, passion for life again. Their spouses want a piece of that. They want to feel what that's how they kind of, lead by example. And then they kind of spread this plant-based love because others sees that it works beautifully. It makes them healthy and makes them feel energized. So we kind of do same with naysayers. I always say that if a person wants to have a proper discussion, I always will. But if it comes straight with some kind of arguments, I think they argue just because deep down they feel guilty. And
yeah,
that's why I'm not even mad. Deep down you're guilty. You would never admit it now. But, you wouldn't react in a bad way if you wouldn't feel guilty. So we just do what we love. We lead by example. And ones who wants to learn, we here to share, and those who don't, they don't have to.
I totally agree with you. It's like a dance, I know you referenced dances before, but you kind of have to go with for me, the naysayers are like, I guess, your dance partners, and if they're interested, you go in that direction. If they're not, you go in the other direction,
And
totally.
In this day and age with social media and trolls and, there's going to be naysayers. But like Vida says, we're just so focused on our mission that we don't have to do anything with the naysayers or critics. We just do our thing. So many people out there that want to be helped and have an open mind. So we just keep doing that. And then hopefully other people will jump on board if and when they're ready.
Yeah, because we don't feel guilty about anything and we're not triggered. We don't bother with those naysayers. And if they bother to us, it means something triggered them and they should look deeper.
Good point. So tell us a bit about a few, pieces of advice you would give to newbies, new vegans, vegan curious, vegan friendly people who kind of, show up and say, hey, I don't really know how to start this vegan thing, this vegan journey thing. What do you suggest?
First thing is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. People think that, you know, even, and that's why we don't really like labels, because even the term veganism, people can get quite scared by it. But the reality is that people probably, you know, 5 to 10 animal products on a daily basis. The people that do eat animal products, you know, maybe some red meat, some chicken, some fish, eggs, milk, cheese. There's not a lot. And there's literally, depending on where you live in the world, thousands or tens of thousands of edible plants, fruits, and vegetables. So don't overcomplicate it. Veganism isn't restrictive, far from it. When people go vegan, most people find that they start experimenting with loads of other things. So don't get scared by the terminology of being vegan. Do your research and a bit of education, understand where you're getting. You don't have to be obsessed by protein. It's massively overemphasized, but be mindful of protein and which foods have it. Understand where you're getting your micronutrients from. Supplement with things that need to be supplemented, like the B12 and perhaps some omega-3 from algae, some fatty acids. Get a blood test done periodically, you know, after your first 6 months or after your first 12 months, just to make sure everything's in check. Get around like-minded people. Like we said, the importance of community and tribe, you know, try and get involved in a community. We've got an amazing free Facebook group as well, which we can add in the comments. And if you need to, get a coach or get support, because reaching out for help is a massive strength. You know, a lot of people think getting help can be a weakness, where the reality is it's a massive strength, and it can really help, you know, enhance your knowledge and fast track your progress.
Yeah, well, you answered perfectly. I would add just on the other kind of side that find your big why you do it, because anything we want to do, we have to know why we do it, right? Because if we do it just for a trend or just because my friend is doing it, might not last. You might not be fully inspired to do your full research. So just find your big why. Are you doing it for your health, for animal welfare, for environment, or maybe all together? If you care about the planet, if you care about animals, and if you care about your health, that's just one of your big reasons why you should go this route.
Totally, totally. I just want to say hi to folks coming in and out. And if you have any questions or comments for Vida and Scott, just put them down in the comment section below, please. Thank you. So let's go to your future projects, your future vegan related, I guess, projects. Is there anything you're ready to share at this point?
Yes, we have few ideas. It's not set in stone, but we just recently been in the Alps and do some mountaineering, and we really loved it and learned so much. And we decided with a lady who runs one kind of a tour company to probably do like a retreat, which would be like, you know, yoga, vegan, mountain related retreat. And that would be for people who wants to challenge themselves a little bit, get into that amazing nature and do a little bit of, you know, climbing, nothing crazy, you don't need to be professional. But yes, it's not set in stone or anything, just because it's obviously still 2020. And yeah, we don't know much about how the world will look like. So we're not setting the dates, but we really want to just combine things like mindfulness and yoga practice, and obviously delicious vegan nutrition and some awesome stuff like climbing.
Yeah, and other than that, Angel, just keep growing and spreading our reach, and you know, the vegan love, the plant-based love, and you know, helping people out all over the world. We're so grateful. We know it's been a tough year for so many people, and it has, you know, for us as well on a personal level. We've had loads of things happening, but from a business perspective, our business has grown exponentially. We're now a team of 7 conscious fit coaches. We've got other co-coaches, nutritionists. We've got another yoga teacher, amazing lady, Charity, who's in California. So we just want to keep growing our team and reaching out to more and more people over the world and just helping them out on their wellness journeys.
We're on a mission. Yes.
It's a mission for us, not just work.
No.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I'm just like getting excited just hearing that. It's awesome. So, what's the best way for people to contact you if they have questions? They're interested in joining you, et cetera, et cetera. What's the best way for folks to reach out to you?
So as we're on Instagram at the moment, then a message on Instagram would probably be the best way. We've also got, like I said, an amazing Facebook community. We've got 3,500 people in there at the moment, mostly women, but some guys as well. That's growing exponentially now, like another 1,000 people a month. So that's huge. So that's a great place to not only contact us, but contact other people, some of our clients, just, meet like-minded people all over the world.
Yeah, so like our name here is conscious_fit_coaches. So on Facebook, we called Vegan Weight Loss by Conscious Fit Coaches.
Good to know. That's good to know.
Site, just simple www.consciousfitcoaches.com. And there's a section there to contact us as well.
Awesome. Well, we are nearing the end of our time together today. I just, again, want to thank you guys immensely for coming on and sharing your, again, your mission, your tribe, all of your wonderful initiatives. And I'm really, just so happy that you've been able to, make the best of this situation this year. That again has been super tough for folks. So I just really applaud you guys. And I'm just going to ask you if you have any final thoughts, any, final words that you want to share with us.
Yes, we just want to say that, don't be scared of word veganism. It doesn't mean that you have to go to specialty shops and find some crazy seeds from, I don't know, South Asia every day. Plants are everywhere, like we live in such a beautiful planet which provides us with just natural plants out there. So don't be scared of word veganism. And if you want to be a kind person to animals, to environment, and to yourself, just go for it, and then do your research and educate yourself, and be an example, lead by example.
I love that. I just love that. I love that you're telling people don't be afraid, because veganism for some people does seem like an extreme. It seems very extremist, and so I'm just happy that you ended on that high note.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you both for coming on. I want to say hi to your beautiful dog, and I want to let you know that I will post the replay in my feed, in stories, and it'll go on to IGTV. And I'll message you after.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you both, Vida and Scott. And I also want to thank everyone who joined live and on the replay. So take good care, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.